Bonjour mes amis. Hello my friends. Welcome back to my channel. I hope I didn't just completely murder that with my crazy, very southern French accent. Anyway, I've come to show you guys today the remainder of the Traveler's Notebook inserts that I made based upon this first one that I did. And as I said in the flip through, I made this for a friend of mine as a gift, and this one is much more embellished and lots more going on in this than will be in the others. So I have made 3 more. I'm almost done with the last one, which I'm making for myself, so I probably won't even be showing that, but the 3 that I'm about to show you will be for sale. And I'll leave links down below the video for all of that good stuff. And just real quick, I wanted to show you guys the book that I told you I would show you. I have this vintage French course. It's like a textbook from the 1930s, and I used some of the pages from this book, which is really cool. I know you guys like to see vintage goodies, copyright 1937. I really loved this and felt very lucky to be able to find it, because as you can see throughout the whole book, there is where someone has studied their French. There are gorgeous images in here. Isn't that beautiful? So yeah, this is the other vintage book that I used, as well as excuse me, sorry, it's been a while. As well, I've used this book as well as a vintage French-English dictionary that I own, and I've also used pages that were gifted to me. So, let us commence. The first one here, they all are very similar in nature. I can sell these as a set if anyone would be interested in that, or I can sell them singularly. That's just fine with me. But I've used the same scrapbook paper for all 3. 2 of them have the roses on the outside, and the third one has the opposite side on the outside. So, for the cover, I have layered here some vellum, some roses that have been fussy cut from different types of scrapbooking papers. I've got a little cutout here from the calendars that I used. There's a gilded like paper frame, and then underneath the frame is a cutout from some French themed fabric. So I've used lots of distress ink, lots and lots of avocado dyed papers and textiles, as well as coffee dyed papers and textiles. There is it's a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, and I've used polished hemp as I normally do because it's super strong and durable. So on the front cover, there is a large pocket on all 3. This one has one of these little notepad sheets of paper and one of the tags that I made. As I stated before, I used the distress oxides as well as the regular distressed inks together to get this really cool effect. Done some layering and stamping. I've also reinforced the covers with some Tim Holtz washi tape, and I did glue it down so that it will stay. Got some coffee dyed lined paper here with a fold out, some scrapbooking paper. There's a large pocket on this side with another of the tags that I made, and a little free printable piece of ephemera, avocado dyed paper. Here I've sewn on some of the textiles. It's just a really thick woven fabric and some thin, like, gauzy type fabric. It's a journal page here with a fold out. Lots of fold outs and flip outs, lots of room for writing. Here are one of the pages from the textbook. Some graph paper here with stamping. On this small page, I've just sewn on a lace pocket. It's coffee dyed, and then anytime you see these small little rosettes here, these are all from Dolly. while we were in Austin and sharing supplies, excuse me, with each other, she gave us a bunch of different colors of these rosettes, and I had to use them because they were just perfect for this theme. So thank you, Dolly, for that. Got a piece of Seven Gypsies ephemera. Just a little tag here. I've done stamping and sewing. More tabs with that pretty ribbon. It's coffee dyed doily. This is one of the calendar pages that I used for this one. And then on the opposite side, I've got a tuck here, which is basically a small collage of different textiles. I've got that sheer fabric here, some appliques and such, and more rosettes. And tucked inside is some avocado dyed notepad paper and an index card. Here's some music paper, stamping, it's that planner sheet paper, coffee dye paper with little pieces of ephemera paper clipped to the page. This is the French English dictionary pages that I received from Dolly. Thank you for that too, Dolly. Some layering here, and on the opposite side, each one of these inserts has one of these really cute brads with the fleur-de-lis. I've just layered some avocado dyed lace and coffee dyed trim here, and you can flip it up in case you want to utilize the space underneath. Some more avocado dyed paper with stamping. Here is a little pocket fashioned after the ones that Patricia Veramontes just showed us how to do, which is essentially, it's just a book page that I've pretty much just cut into a tag, folded the bottom up, and sewn it together. So there's a tag in the back, an EVG free printable, and another of the Seven Gypsies piece of ephemera. I've just done some stamping and added little itty bitty pom-pom trim at the bottom. This is the center, and I just love this page. I didn't really want to alter it too much. And for the strings for these, instead of adding beads, I've just added some simple little flowers on the ends. It's a tab here with a rosette, lined paper, some parchment paper with stamping, and on the opposite side I've done a tip-in. So it's this, again, this sheer baby pink fabric, and I've just layered some lace and trims, little rosette and a bird punch, coffee dyed paper with stamping, and on the top of this one I've done a little collage as well with some dyed laces and some paper. And this is a tiny tag. It's got stamped on it the word bliss. One side is more legible than the other. I hope you guys can forgive that. And I've also done the distressing on that one as well. More planner paper. Oh, I did want to show you guys this as well. The last time I was at the Dollar Tree, I picked up this pack of adhesive label holders, they're called. And they are essentially just exactly what they say. They do provide you with the labels, but my idea for these was that they would be absolutely perfect for this purpose here. This is exactly what I envisioned, and it works fantastic. The back is completely adhesive, so it's really stuck to the page. And then it's got this little slot here where you can slide in your little tags. So I made some really skinny tags out of some coffee dyed file folders, and I've layered on top some of my vintage French English dictionary paper, done a little bit of distressing and stamping, and tied some jute twine to the top. And so that tucks in there. I just think it's really cute. Some stamping here. This is avocado dyed muslin. I've just made a ruffle along the edge of the page. Doily. Paper clip to this page. This is also in each of the inserts. I've added just a folded sheet of this pink notebook paper, and I just paper clipped it to this page so that you can have full use of that page. And I've just tucked this tag in here, and all the paper clips, well, most of them have charms, of course. And then on the opposite side, I've tucked in this little ticket that is avocado dyed and stamped. It's another piece of scrapbook paper with stamping. Other side of the textbook page. Tab here and stamping. I love the effect of the avocado dyeing on this. It's just computer paper. On this side is another large fold out, and I've just sewn some ruffled crochet trim along the edge. Last big pocket here with more of that list pad paper. And with this one, I avocado dyed it, and then I also, after it was dried again, I added some Kool-Aid, and I really like the way it looks. Here is one of the tags that I started making in Austin. So each one of these also has a piece of Austin in it. These tags were also from Dolly. Thank you, Dolly. I'm using all the stuff that you gave to me for these. Just a little one of these hanger paper clips, and this one's gold. These are the 7 Gypsies versions, which are essentially exactly the same as the Tim Holtz. And I got them for a little bit cheaper at Tuesday Morning. Here's another little tag that I made. Just tuck that in there. And in the back of each one, they are exactly the same. Each one has an envelope that I made from some music paper, and I chose this one because it also has the lyrics in French. So I thought that was really cool. So I just sewed them together, added a little bit of stamping, and inside of each one is exactly the same thing. We have some avocado dyed yellow notepad paper. So there's a sheet of that, excuse me. I've included a sheet from my vintage French English dictionary for you to use. There's also an extra sheet of this little miniature notepad paper. And then also each one of these envelopes contains a smaller coin envelope. I've just stamped on the front, really simple. And inside of each one are 5 small pieces of stamped muslin, as I usually like to include. So I've added those in there for you to use for whatever you wish. You don't have to use them in here. You can use them somewhere else. I'm running low on those actually, so I need to make some more. And the back is plain. So that is insert number 1, or number 1, should I say. Let's do this one next. So here is number 2. Like I said, it's the same paper. I just used the reverse side for the outside cover instead. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So here is number 2. Like I said, plain on the back, text. And here on this cover, I've layered some. This is actually a sheet of magazine paper that had roses all over it. I thought it was really pretty. More vellum, a fussy cut rose, a frame, and then underneath the frame I've just added a small piece of ephemera. So inside cover, large pocket, some avocado dyed notepad paper, and another handmade tag. This is coffee dyed scrapbook paper, and when I coffee dyed this one, I added some lace as well for this project, and I just love the texture that came out of that. On the opposite side is one of these guys, and then on this parchment paper I've made a tuck at the top, and it's just layered with stamped muslin and some gauze and such. And there's another rosette, another piece of 7 Gypsies ephemera, just stamping on the back, textbook paper, avocado dyed paper, and paper clip to this one, piece of ephemera with a little cute hanger paper clip. And on the other side, just glued an applique and a button, and it does fold out for extra writing. Coffee dyed lined paper here. It's that planner paper, done some stamping throughout. Little tab here, coffee dyed doily. This is the calendar paper I've used for this one. Really cute with the little basket of flowers. And on the opposite side, I've just cut out a strip of that Paris themed fabric that I used for this. Created a tuck here, added some rosettes. It's another index card, and then another piece of Ephemera's Vintage Garden free printable. Some coffee dyed paper here with avocado dyed trim sewn along the edge. This is a dictionary page from Dolly, stamping. Here I've made a little belly band on this music paper. It's just a tag and that sheet of Parisian notepad paper. It's a large lace pocket here, and I've layered some of that sewing pattern paper to the back to give it more substance. Another handmade tag. And I did leave all of the strings, you guys, so if you don't like them, of course you can cut them off if they bother you. Some avocado dyed notebook paper, journaling paper, parchment paper, stamping, graph paper. This is the center of this one, and I really loved this rose paper here because it looks so vintage. Again, I've glued flowers to the ends of the strings, and I just love the way this was with the heart doily here. And so on each side of this one, I've sewn on little fabric pockets. It's just a tag and some ephemera here. Glued some rosettes, and it's the same on the other side with 2 more tags. I love these little ones with the French postage stamps. I think they're really cute. Some stamping here on parchment paper. Has another fold out. Some crochet trim. Journaling paper, notebook paper, got paper clipped to this one, just more small pieces of ephemera, another charm here, music paper, some more stamping. Here I've sewn more of the textiles, so it's that same woven fabric and then lace underneath. Both are avocado dyed. This is coffee dyed. Just a little tuck spot here with the pink notebook paper tucked inside. Another charm. And on the other side of the paper clip, I've added the ticket doily. This has a flip out. Here is another fabric pocket. I've sewn it on, and it's the top of the Eiffel Tower, and added some of that, I guess, ruffle or ruched would be a more proper term, I suppose. That ruched crochet trim. Then another handmade tag. Isn't that gorgeous? Handmade tag, stamped index card, and then a sheet of the Kool-Aid and avocado dyed notepad paper. It's that planner sheet, coffee dyed paper with a flip out, and this is where I added the brad here. It does not swivel because these brads are a little bit more, the prongs on them are a little bit more heavy duty, and they just don't swing like the other ones, but you can lift this up if you want to right underneath. And on the back side I've just layered some little pieces of lace. Parchment paper here. Here is the Patricia pocket on the back. So again, stamping mini pom-pom trim with 2 little tags tucked in the front, and then an Austin tag tucked behind. Another tab here. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. And then same as the others. They're basically all the same except for the lyrics, of course, and then the pieces of muslin may be different, but they each have 5 pieces and all the same sheets of paper. So that just clips in the back like so. And oh, I did get this idea here about the envelopes from Mrs. Tracie Fox, so I wanted to mention her again. And the last one here, whoops, wow. Told you guys I'm a little bit rusty. Same concept. I've layered some vellum here and avocado dyed paper doily. This is a fabric rose and then a piece of ephemera. Large pocket in the front. Again, some tags. And this is the calendar paper I chose for this one. And so paper clipped here in this tuck spot, an index card, the pink notebook paper, and another piece of the 7 Gypsies ephemera. Charm here. This is avocado and Kool-Aid dyed notebook paper, stamping. Dictionary from Dolly. This is a tab here on coffee dyed paper. Some more music paper. Doily. It's that really cool coffee dyed scrapbooking paper. Here I've made a top tuck where I've just done the same thing. I've layered a bunch of different textiles. There's some appliques here, that sheer fabric, some of the French theme fabric, and some coffee dyed lace, and just a sheet of notepad paper tucked underneath. It's that journaling paper with a flip, avocado dyed paper. Here's a side tuck, and I've added the paper clip to help hold it together. Another of the handmade tags, and a small piece of ephemera. Most of the ephemera are images of vintage French perfume labels, which I thought was pretty neat. And of course on the other side, little itty bitty piece and the avocado dyed ticket. This is a coffee dyed book page, stamping, parchment paper with a tab. There's a large flip out with some stamping. I love the way this paper feels. It's really bumpy from the pan that I used to get the circles. Music paper with a little fabric tuck here. It's the vintage textbook. There's a little flap here. Stamping. This is the center, the pretty bird, and more flowers. On this side, I've added the brad for this one and done the same thing as the second one. I've just layered some coffee dyed and avocado dyed appliques here and left it so that you can write or utilize the space underneath. More music paper with stamping, coffee dyed paper with another large flip out, parchment paper with stamping, and on the other side, more layering of those avocado dyed textiles, pretty rose paper. On the back side of this one, I've sewn on another lace pocket, coffee dyed trim, just layered a few things. There's an index card, handmade tag, and then a free printable tag. Paper clipped here, just got a small piece of ephemera, another charm. And the other side has a large fold out. Isn't that pretty? Another piece of EVG ephemera. And I did add index, the pieces of ephemera, even the small pieces, are lined on the back with the avocado dyed index cards so that they're thicker and you can write on the back. Journaling page with flip. It's the Patricia pocket. Another Austin tag in the back, and two smaller tags in front. Stamping here in a tab. It's the other half of the planner paper. It's that music paper, and on this side I've just done a small collage with negative from a punch out, some muslin, rosettes, and lace. Coffee dyed paper with a avocado dyed muslin ruffle along the edge, and here in this one is the little skinny tag. Some stamping there. Here's a fabric pocket from that French themed cotton fabric, list pad paper. It's avocado dyed, EVG printable, and a handmade tag. And that's the back. Here's the envelope, and the back is plain. So those are the last 3 TN inserts that I've created. With this, it's a French Paris / roses / music with a little bit of birds and perfume thrown in there. It's a little bit of everything, but lots of avocado dyed elements and coffee dyed as well. And I have named this series. I'm calling it Concert des Roses, which means concert of roses, basically, in French. I, once again, hope I didn't embarrass myself with that pronunciation. You guys let me know how you think I did, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me down below. So spread the love. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye!